Hello, wrestling fans. We are back. We made it. It's 2023. We made it, and you made it. Congratulations to us all. Sadly, Gary did not make it. Or, spoiler, he did make it. Some crazy shit happened. Gary was stuck in the snow for like 3 days. Absolutely nobody knew about it except me. I drove up there, I dug him out, and I saved his life. So that's why we missed a week. Gary, no need for a big thank you or any of that, because we're here to discuss Impact Wrestling, everyone. We got a major show coming up. It's stacked and it's sold the fuck out. Hard to Kill 2023. Gary, you might as well pop in and say hello or something just to let everyone know you're alive. And
Hey, what's up, everybody? I hope everybody had a good New Year and Christmas all combined. It's big things brewing in the future, I think, for Impact. Heard good news that Tara is going to be at the meet and greet. That has us excited here at the podcast. Lots to look forward to on the channel.
yeah, definitely is. Or maybe not. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, okay, this is a weird situation that I totally understand. I can come off like a terrible fan, but I see it the actual opposite. Now, I spoke to Ed Nordholm over the weekend. Ed is the chief corporate officer at Anthem Sports and Entertainment, which owns Impact Wrestling. Now, first off, I read this from Ed. This was on a website, right? I forgot the name of the website, but whatever. Now, this is Ed's quote, okay? I'm still involved in the Impact Wrestling business. They're kind of under my portfolio. I stress kind of, but they're no longer day-to-day headaches for me. They're the things that I get the joy of saying I'm involved with that, rather than I'm up to my eyeballs every day. Okay, now I don't remember if I read that before or after I saw the picture of Scott and Giselle and the video of Scott and Giselle, and then asking around and finding out that Scott and Giselle had been a thing for years. But I did. I saw these things together, and it made me think, holy shit, maybe Anthem doesn't even know what's happening here. Because, I mean, with that article, they talk about, how they backed off and stuff like that, although, they trust what's going on. But, so whatever, blah, blah, blah. I'm honest as hell. I've had issues with pretty much everyone that I've spoke to with Impact Wrestling and Anthem, blah, blah, blah. So I just said, screw it. Let me try Ed. You know what I mean? Like, I had no other. I was like a kind of a Hail Mary. But
well, what I find amazing is he did answer you. He totally got it whatever you sent him, because like you showed me his response. And
it's a total real thing. I mean, I wouldn't lie about talking to Ed Nordholm.
That's amazing.
So, but I mean, I sent him like a pretty long message. I mean, if anyone knows me, I'm kind of long-winded. I'm probably talking for 5 minutes here when I thought it would be a minute. Sorry, Gary. But like, I was looking out for Impact. You know what I mean? Like, first of all, with the Scott thing. So like, I feel like I had to mention that. It's like that was like, one of the things. Like, listen, dude, I kind of like, obviously I didn't say it like that. I was, very I somehow jump into my businessman thing, and I was ready. I wrote like a really good email about like, I'm not sure if you're aware of this situation, which, I would think you had to be until I read this article recently where it said you guys kind of stepped back. So blah, 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 in a smart way, I said all of that. And, here's a picture of Scott with Giselle. And we're like, okay, I forget. I wrote 2 emails. So whatever. I wrote a bunch of things. Okay. I don't know if I didn't send it. I'm sorry. I didn't send the picture first. I wrote a bunch of things about my, one of them happened to be the Scott and Giselle thing, and then I kind of complained about my time at Impact on Twitch. If anyone's, sure nobody knows or remembers, but I created a Twitter account called Impact on Twitch, and I got totally screwed over in every way possible by Garrett Kidney. And I mean, it literally had to be Scott because he was running the thing at the time, but whatever. Somebody got a 3-day all expenses paid trip out of it, and I got dick. Now, back to the Scott thing. So I sent Ed the first email. It was, pretty much some bullshit from me, but it led off with the, part about Scott and Giselle. Now, Ed wrote back, those are serious allegations. I would appreciate if you would send me this to my corporate email. You could reach me at email redacted for the podcast. So I did reach out to him over the weekend about even more things. And I got another response. Now, I can't get into what he said on the last response because, like, I don't know, man. I don't know. Like, it's not like about getting sued or something. It's more about, like, I guess maybe Scott's possible future or,
Yeah, or a company image kind of thing, especially coming out of the scandal with Vince McMahon and all them allegations and, things that actually did go on. I totally get what you're saying.
It was, I mean, you saw, I mean, it was like he didn't believe it. Like,
yeah.
Like, these are real words. Like, those were his words. I mean, sorry, I might have been confusing there with reading another website, but that was just for backup as in the reason that I was, like, I would have never, like, done something like that if I thought, like, ownership was paying attention to everything, but I really don't think they are. And, I guess, and, well, I learned that they're not because I said, I'm not going to say what I wrote back, but when he wrote allegations, like, I got mad. Like, so I wrote back, like, something like, whatever, blah, blah, sir. I don't write it, like, I don't, whatever, give allegations. I dropped you off some facts trying to help your company. I've been a fan for years. This is what I've done. This is the tickets I've sold. This is all the shows I've promoted. I'm basically a goddamn super fan who's done nothing but get shit on by people at your company for God knows what reason. And whatever, we had a little back and forth, and I can't get into that because, who the hell knows what's going to happen. Maybe I'll get a goddamn job. Maybe I'll, they'll sue me. I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't even be saying that much, but I did. So I think that's about it with that. And, maybe something's going to happen. Maybe something's not going to happen. I don't know. If Scott happens to get fired over this, I mean, I feel bad, but Jesus, you don't fuck your employees. And that's kind of the end of that. Unless Gary has anything to.
No, I totally get where you're coming from on it though, because it's like you want to avoid that kind of thing just because, like, he is the big cheese of the landscape and Impact, and you don't want no controversy being stirred up and I don't know, and it's just unfortunate if something were to come out of it because Impact is finally back on the path to being successful. They're making money, hand over fist. And you just, we don't need to be stepping back because of something that, may get out of control or, could lead to something down the road.
I mean, not to brag, but if I stopped a sexual harassment lawsuit and right now they're signing paperwork and shit, I'm the greatest fan ever. But whatever. We'll get back to probably some stuff next week. It's like, it's kind of either going to go one way. There's two different ways this is going to go, in my opinion. And if it's the other way,
all I would say is just watch for it in the future.
Yeah, like I'm either never going to hear a word from anyone again after the latest email, like, and what I wrote to Scott Demore today, which, I just gave him a heads up, like, this is what I did. I reached out to you like 1,000 times in the last few years and he just never answered. Like, I spoke to so many people at Anthem, he just never answered me.
Yeah.
I literally wrote in the message today, like, what the fuck did I do to you? That's what I wrote. What the fuck did I do to you? What did I do? And I know what I did to Garrett. I was outdoing him at his own job for free. That's what I know what I was doing. But, I never wanted a job, blah, blah, blah. And
you said at the time too, you were having health issues, and I totally get that too, because I deal with similar health issues, and I'm not able to do a lot of things.
Yeah, and I mean, if anybody, whatever, I doubt anyone cares, but I had to drop the Impact on Twitch account when I got really sick for like a month or two, and when I wanted to get it back, the person.
Well, let's face it, he deals with ALS.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I was diagnosed with ALS a really long time ago. Don't know if that's what I have. Could be something else. It depends on when I die. So let's get into something fun, which is predictions and what's going to be going on at Hard to Kill. Now, first off, I got to lead with New Japan, Gary. Do you think there's a possibility of a New Japan, Bullet Club, something, more New Japan guys at Hard to Kill? Because I do.
I totally do. I recently heard something about Hikuleo and Jay White having a match or something, and loser was to leave New Japan. So maybe we'll see one of those two gentlemen show up at Hard to Kill, or both.
I also read a tweet from, I'm not sure if it was a tweet or whatever, something on social media from Suzuki saying, like, starting a new whatever, like path or new challenge or something like that. But grandfather crazy Suzuki.
And I'm going to make a bold prediction at this pay-per-view, Jay. I think we're going to see somebody else show up in the one and only Nick Aldis.
Well, I don't know why you would bring a downer like that into it this early, but no, I mean, listen, I would be cool with Nick Aldis at this point. Like, if you listen to the podcast, and we've got a bunch of new subscribers and followers, and it's really cool. Forgot to mention
Maybe
that.
he brings Tom Latimer with him too. Who knows?
Well, how much NWA do we want?
I don't know. I just always like Bram. That's all I know.
Oh no, I'm with you. And if he does bring Bram, then Bram better bring his wife. The way more talented and more attractive side of him, Camille. But sorry, let me get that shit away. So we're not really going to talk about too much about this week's episode. I mean, one thing I didn't really like was Masha losing to Taylor, who kind of just came back just because she's.
Yeah, I know. I totally did. That was a big downer for me because we've been kind of been on that Masha train where we're kind of pushing for her to get these victories, and it seems like ever since she had her encounter with Jordan, she's been nothing but on a free downfall.
Yeah, and I did like, she flipped out afterwards, but like, I don't know.
Yeah, she spit at Deanna at the ringside there on.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't know, how do you I don't like when people just lose, you know what I mean, and walk to the back and you don't know what happened, she's pissed off at least. So, but is there enough time for something to change where she can win this big match at Hard to Kill, which is Deanna versus Killer Kelly versus Masha versus Taylor Wilde, which I gotta say is a badass fucking match.
Oh, definitely, yeah. That was just newly added, I believe, too. Just like in the past week or two.
Yeah, that's a number one contender to the Impact Knockouts match. That was one of the later, added matches, and God, maybe the one I'm most excited for. If not, I mean, the main event's a confusing one because I don't know. I really don't give a shit about that match. I'm gonna turn it on with the last few minutes to go, seeing what happens. You know what I mean? In terms of matches, do you really?
Yeah, it makes me wonder if we might kind of see maybe Devon, possibly too.
I think anything could happen at the end of that match, but at the end, I don't give a shit. I mean, anyway, it could be a great match, them killing each other with the Full Metal Mayhem. They did pick my favorite goddamn stipulation, and I've been bitching about stipulations for a long time, so I gotta give them props for that. I love Full Metal Mayhem.
That's the thing with me too. I'm kind of like you are with Full Metal Mayhem. I'm like that with the 4-way elimination, just because I remember I mentioned.
Oh yeah, I like that too. Yeah.
Just because it's got that Survivor Series kind of vibe to it, and I'm a big proponent of that pay-per-view the WWE run years ago.
Yeah.
In that elimination style.
That's the tag match you're talking about.
Yeah. And it's
4-way.
Yeah.
Yeah, 4-way tag team. I like that too. It's because, I mean, I don't know. It's because you can't get the cheap roll-up win.
Yeah.
Which I guess you can in the Knockouts match, which is just a 4-way. But I don't think they're gonna go that route.
Well, then we get the return match of Trey Miguel and Black Taurus again too, kind of the way Trey won the last time out with the.
Okay, well, hang on. Let's not get totally out of order. Let's just start and do because we're gonna do predictions, which we haven't done. So. Where do you want to start? Okay, what match? Okay, you're talking about Trey Miguel and Taurus. Do you think what percentage would you give Taurus to win this match?
Just based on his history of Impact, the way they booked him, might be a little better than say it would have been a year ago. But I'm giving him about a 35% chance.
Wow.
Of maybe winning, and Trey the other 65. I see him retaining, if you will.
Okay, I was gonna go 98. Just because of, pretty much what you were saying about he doesn't really win much. Plus, I don't feel it. When was the last time a AAA guy won a championship? Maybe they can't. I don't know. Wrestling is so goddamn weird these days.
Well, in this picture that I got up of him, looks like he's wearing green greenhorns on his mask. I never seen that look for him. So
I mean, he's such a badass character. I mean, I'd be totally. I can't get over. I can't say enough. I'd be totally cool with him as champ. I'd love to see Black Taurus as champ. Just like I'd love to see Rosemary as champ, but that didn't happen in that goddamn world I'm living in. And she wants to be.
Dolls aren't even on the.
They're on the pre-show.
Oh, they are on the pre-show.
And I saw a tweet from Rosemary recently about how she wants to be like a host of a talk show or something, and I'm like, I was just shaking my head like, good God. Now you want to be a host? Like you should be a 10-time
that's
world.
a good message me with it. I was like,
yeah. I'm like, Jesus, she should be a 10-time world champion like Hulk Hogan, not be a goddamn Hulk.
Yeah, she should be like a Charlotte.
The Undertaker, but whatever. Sorry, going back to the Miguel. So yeah, I picked Miguel. Pretty sure you picked Miguel. Although I think both of us would have no problem with Taurus.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
Okay, let's hop up to that Death Dolls match. Jessica, Rosemary, and Taya. Oh, this is a knockouts. This isn't even for the titles. Jesus, you know what? They got to figure something out with these titles, man.
Yeah.
Like, there's, what is it, 2 teams right now?
Yeah.
Giselle, Savannah, Evans. That's not even a
division.
And that's not even a team. Giselle, Savannah, Evans, and Tasha. I mean, why is Giselle there? Why isn't it just Jessica and Taya versus Savannah and Tasha? Those are the only 2 teams they have. They just threw in Giselle because Rosemary's there.
Well, see, that's what makes it bad because, like, now we lost. Can't think of her name. She's back up north. She was with
Emma.
Yeah, Madison Rain. We lost that tag team. We lost kind of like their carbon copy in the more flamboyant team that came up from up north. I can't remember their
Inspiration.
Yeah. We lost.
Like a year ago, there was a bunch of tag teams. Yeah,
we lost the depth just like that.
Oh, I mean, there's none now, like none. And I'm sorry, but I don't like the Death Dolls. Jessica, Havoc is an awesome wrestler.
We lost Vex.
Sorry.
We lost Vex too.
Oh yeah, that's another one. Yeah. You're a girl.
Yeah.
Chelsea. But I mean, I don't like the Death Dolls. I mean, I think it would be a good idea if they had a bigger group, but like Havoc, they need to be a badass. Taya, they need to be an awesome wrestler. They need to carry the tag division as a legit team, not a joke, and taking on a joke team, whatever. I mean, it's a 6. Like, it just pisses me off that they have knockout tag titles, and they're not even on this show. Like, you got to figure out those titles or drop them. So.
See, I wonder if they might.
I don't care who wins this. My predictions it is I don't care for this match.
Well, I think it could get fun if, say, a new team debuted and like beat both of them down, or beat Death Dolls down.
Yeah, that would be sorely needed.
You know what I mean? Kind of like they're putting a knockouts tag team division on notice. Like, we're coming for those, you know?
That would be very, very, very great. And I'd love that booking if that is the case. If not, I mean, I guess I'm going for the Death Dolls because, I don't know, I guess you could say I have a running thing against Giselle, but it's really not, other than Giselle is not a very good wrestler. It's pretty simple. Tasha Steelz is like light years ahead. Savannah Evans.
Even hinting of a breakup between Tasha Steelz and never can remember her name. Savannah. You're always good at remembering her name.
Yeah. Well, whatever. We talked enough about that match. I'm sure it'll be 3 minutes. So here's an interesting one that I love and hate at the same time. I feel like they could have taken out a few people and it would have been the greatest match ever. Jesus, why do I always say Angles? It's the weirdest thing. Alan Angels versus Kushida versus Mike Bailey versus Yu Uemura. Sounds awesome, right? But wait. We still got Bhupinder Gujjar and Mike fucking Jackson, who I really like, but I haven't seen this dude in like, I don't know, 2 years.
Yeah, he's 72 years young, Jay.
I mean, it's absolutely incredible, and I'm sure he'll be fun to watch, and he'll do awesome stuff. But like, I don't think it has. Did I miss something? Was he on Impact this week?
No, there was nowhere to be seen. I don't know if it's kind of like
It's just so random.
Yeah, it is. It's very random. It kind of reminds me of that one pay-per-view we did where it just kind of, I don't know if you remember, he walked the ropes.
Yeah. I mean, it's funny. He did like one show with Impact, and he kind of like got like he became like big on the Indies. That's one thing Impact, I'm sure nobody ever gives him credit for, that Impact like basically runs the Indies, and they have for the last few years, probably kept them alive. Like if Impact said fuck you, we're not putting our guys on the Indies, like seriously, I don't know if you follow, but like Mike Jackson is like a big indie guy. Like,
oh yeah, they figure like
I mean that is a backhanded compliment, like he shouldn't be these days, like a top indie good draw, but like that's kind of where they're at. And Mike Bailey is another huge one, so.
Well, if this tells you anything about Mike Jackson, I know we're here to do the pay-per-view upcoming, but he debuted in 1972 for the NWA Mid-America promotion and Southeast Championship Wrestling.
Yeah,
I was like 2 years old when he debuted, Jay.
Oh, well, I was just gonna say I don't want to date you, but thanks for dating yourself.
Yeah.
Yes, he's also. Well, I was born in '79, so Jesus, and he can move better than me still, which is pretty insane. A lot better, a lot better. Let's hop over to Gresham Edwards, because this is an interesting one that. Oh, sorry. Wait, I didn't pick a winner for that one. Neither did you. Damn it, I suck at predictions.
Oh,
okay.
Play?
I'm gonna go with Bailey. I was thinking Angels. I'm gonna go Bailey and maybe Angels, but Bailey is my first.
Do you have the participants in that, or
yeah, Angels, Gujar, Kushida, Bailey, Jackson, Yuya.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna go Bailey just because he's kind of like, kind of head and shoulders above those other guys.
And I'm not sure if Jackson or Kushida. Well, I'm not. I mean, more importantly, is Kushida going to be at the tapings?
Yeah, that I don't know either.
Because I mean, if he is, then Jesus, I mean, Kushida is absolutely incredible, but they kind of hyped him up. But they kind of hyped it up on Impact like he would be facing someone awesome. And I mean, I guess you could say that's Mike Bailey and maybe even Alan Angels if you're that big of a fan. But like, Yuya and Gujar and Jackson,
what throws it off though is the pit fight between Kenny King and Bailey coming out of this episode from last Thursday. What kind of throws it off is like you're gonna give Bailey because Kenny King showed up at his dojo and was taking them all out, beating them down.
How is Kenny King not in this match?
That's what I mean. That's why I was wondering if Kenny King was in this, because if I was gonna say if Kenny King is in this very match, I was gonna go with Kenny King. Because I think they have to.
I think actually Robles mentioned this, that genius, that Kenny King would take out Bailey during the match.
I could see that too. Because, with the storyline going forward between the two.
Yeah. So then Bailey. So then you save Bailey, and then someone like Kushida or Angels can win. Angels probably would make more sense.
Yeah, that would make sense just because we're trying to get, the design a bit of a rub and we're making them look like a credible faction. That'd be a very good. And he's a damn good X Division wrestler.
Yeah, I know they can't say this, but well, I mean, can they say, listen, this dude went like 25 minutes once with Kenny Omega. I'm like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
because he did on Dynamite. Like he had a really long, great match with Omega. But like, can they just say that randomly? I don't know. Because that's like what I know him as. You know what I mean? Like that's like he was the guy who had like they kind of pulled him up out of nowhere, and like Omega had this sick match with him, and like even I was like, damn, this guy's good. I
remember you telling me about that. I didn't realize he ever faced Kenny. That's pretty interesting, that backstory.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I think it was like a 20 to 25 minute. It was a really long, like, you know what I mean? Like people, it was one of those like, holy shit, the underdog might beat the friggin', the wrestling god kind of match.
It's just about like with Moxley when he put over Mike Bailey, saying he is a damn good wrestler. Like, he gave him a lot of credit.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure Omega chose him. Like he was a fan of his, and he wanted to put him over. So.
Yeah, that's probably why he ended up on the AEW roster, really.
All right, so I'm gonna go with Angels then, because I'm gonna go. I think
I could totally see that. That's a solid pick. It's a safe pick.
Yeah, I could see Robles being right and Bailey getting taken down. Okay, Joey. Sorry, I wanted to bounce over to the Gresham Eddie match because I think again my boy Robles. Alicia Edwards, he's been pushing for a long time to turn heel and help Eddie, and this is a damn good time, no?
Oh, definitely. I'd just like to add to this too. Happy birthday or happy belated birthday to Alicia Edwards. She just turned 36, I think, a couple days ago. So,
Yeah.
if you're listening, we're throwing it out to your girl,
Alicia. And Alicia, if you're listening, we'd love to get an interview sometime. I should probably email you one of these days, and I plan on it. But got this Anthem stuff going in the background, and let's just say I'm hoping for a lot of interviews soon. Either that, or I'm gonna get a go f yourself, dude. We'll find out. I'm used to both. I'm used to that, so we'll see what happens. I'm sorry.
I totally conducted an interview a time or two with a Scream Queen, so anything's possible, Jay.
Oh, wow. Pretty badass. Sorry, just got to quickly mention before I forget. Impact Wrestling in Italy. I'm not sure if it's been on the major Twitter yet because let's just say some jerk that owns it threw me off. But Impact Wrestling Italy tweeted earlier that Ashley D'Ambro will make her debut Saturday at the Hard to Kill Fallout tapings.
Is she gonna have a match?
Yeah, she's facing Deanna.
I didn't know she just showed. Oh, she's facing Deanna.
Yeah.
Oh wow. You know much of this particular talent?
Never heard of her. I should have looked her up more, but like I've never even seen her. Like I'm good with faces, and like I was just like I don't know. I should have looked her up, but yeah, sorry, didn't have time. People, you can all look her up yourself, you lazy bastard listeners. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Eddie winning that match, even though you would think Gresham's gonna win because he's new, but I think it's gonna be a long feud with those two. Who do you got?
That's a tough one. I just will say this past Thursday, how incredible was Jonathan Gresham in that match against it was supposedly Jack Price, and it really wasn't. I later found out it was somebody else. I can't remember the wrestler's name, but
Ernest R. Anthony. 411 says.
Okay, yeah. But yeah, I don't know. This is a pick'em for me. I'm if I had to choose, I guess I'll have to possibly go with Eddie because because I don't know, just because like Eddie needs some, like he needs to get like more in the main focal point again. Like we need to build him back up a little more to get him into that main event scene again.
Yeah, well, I'm thinking maybe it's just not his time. He'll kind of chill because he was there for a bit with Jesus.
I mean, and it really doesn't really need a lot of victories right off.
Sorry, on and no more. Also, some quick news that Gary mentioned before the show. EC3 is now an OVW.
Yeah, along with I guess Jesse Goddard was already down there.
Yeah, so I mean that's pretty interesting.
Kind of faction going on down there. I read.
As long as it's not his ridiculous ass faction, then I'm pretty sure he gave up on already. That stupid control your narrative thing.
Oh yeah, better for boss promotion.
I think he even admitted it was a terrible idea, which I respect him for. I really do. Like it takes.
Well, that was the thing that bummed me out last year with Impact was when Scott was at the baseball game and he said, remember he said Braun for Glory, like Braun Strowman was coming in, and we totally.
Yeah, we've gotten a lot of teases over the last few years, and.
That was probably my biggest letdown of the year. Only because I've never really seen a Braun Strowman match.
Well, you wouldn't have missed much, to be honest. And I like Braun, but he's more of a guy who should be in the back flipping cars over. Like that's when he was most over, like just flipping over cars and shit.
Well, I didn't like that they brought him in. What was he, like a third member of the Wyatts too?
Oh yeah.
I don't like him ditching Brody Lee or whatever. They call him Eric Redbeard or whatever. I didn't like that they were breaking up that faction. That faction was badass. It could have had its own horror film.
Oh, well, if we're gonna complain about WWE booking, this is gonna be a 17-hour podcast. But yeah, I totally agree. And okay, get my winner for that. I picked Eddie. Who'd you say, Gresham?
No, I said I think Eddie.
Oh yeah, Eddie. Okay.
Will probably likely win just because like he can have the little bit of the gloating going on for a little bit, and then Gresham,
Okay, here's one I just want to bounce to because I really enjoyed. Well, this one I'm keep going back and forth, kind of in my own head, and each week, do I like Moose? I mean, I kind of don't like Moose going for this title, but I'm really enjoying evil Moose versus like giddy, happy Joe Hendry. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like they couldn't be more opposite characters, and I really like that.
Yeah, I honestly, I don't know. I could honestly see this one just coming to like a maybe a count out and Joe Hendry retains.
I could see anything happen. I could see Moose squashing him in like a second. I could see, yeah, Hendry winning cheap. I mean, I don't think they want to really end his run yet. I mean, he's pretty over, the guy.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, and it's like he kind of like won him from a pretty good champion in Myers. I mean, I think he kind of steps it up a little bit because he's a lot more flamboyant than Brian Myers. But Brian Myers was a credible digital.
Totally agree.
So I mean,
Myers was very, very good. And as much as I mean, like I like Myers more, but I agree. I would choose Myers over him in any situation, but Hendry has, I think, done better, and he's more over because of the whole. Just people, he's so goddamn flamboyant. I mean,
everybody knows that damn theme,
and it's singing and dancing. Jesus, turn the TV on at 8 o'clock at night.
That Ring of Honor too, Jay, because
Yeah, I mean, I don't care where you live. Turn on TV at 8 o'clock at night. How many goddamn singing songs and dancing shows are on?
Well, and the thing is with Joe Hendry, he's not too damn bad at singing.
No. He's very catchy, and it seems like they've given him more creativity this time than last.
Oh yeah,
it was kind of maybe it was just
situation. It's interesting to see how these two tie it up in the ring at Hard to Kill.
I'm not really excited for it. I mean, I don't know. I haven't seen that many great Joe Hendry matches, but Moose has become great, and I don't know. I could see this. Damn, I could totally see this.
Yeah, he totally. I'm going with Eli. Drake. He kind of has a Drake wrestle style to him a little bit.
All right, I'm going with Hendry. I don't think he's gonna.
Yeah, I can see Hendry retaining. I don't think we're going to get a clear-cut winner because I don't think we're going to I don't think we're going to want to have Moose get pinned right off in this rivalry.
Yeah. Also, too soon for another title change, I think.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
With the DMC, which is what they should be calling it. Dumbasses.
Oh, yeah, because I mean it sells itself. It's right there in the picture.
Yeah, but no, let's call it Digital Media Championship, so everybody can make fun of this stupid name. No, call it DMC, and everybody be like, oh shit. But moving on to the next one, which really excited. This is the one for me, the knockouts. And oh god, this is so tough because I would love to pick Killer Kelly, but Jesus Christ, how many matches has she wrestled? That's a serious question, Gary. How many matches has she wrestled for Impact?
Killer Kelly.
More or less than 3.
I couldn't tell you. I know she's.
Thank you. And Gary's pretty good at this stuff, so he would know if it was a lot. That's my point.
Well, interesting side note to this encounter with Jordan Grace and Mickie James. At Hard to Kill, this marks her 200th match in Impact Wrestling.
Well, you're a match ahead of us, Gary, because we're still on the 4-way.
Oh, okay. I thought you said Jordan Grace and Mickie James.
Sorry, but that is a good tidbit for the next coming up match. But so I would love Killer Kelly to win.
You're talking about the 4-way, okay?
Yeah, now I'm on the 4-way. I could see. I don't think Masha's. I mean, I could see Masha winning, but I don't think she's gonna. I mean, I would. Going by talent, Deanna should win, but I'm gonna go with Taylor Wilde, pulling out a big upset. Maybe a roll up or something, but I don't know. She's kind of been.
I don't know.
This is very random, but she's been posting a lot on Instagram lately. I don't know if that means anything, but to me, I don't know.
I'm going to go along with you on Taylor Wilde just because I think Masha and Deanna will cancel each other out because they got this new rift between the two of them.
Yeah.
Killer Kelly's kind of been on back burner, and then with this new gimmick with Taylor Wilde, I could see her, getting some more momentum coming out of this past Thursday's Impact. So I could see her picking up a win, another win, just to be on like kind of a bit of a roll.
It would also go against most booking sense where Taylor Wilde just beat Masha. Like usually the person that does that loses at the pay-per-view.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
But we'll see. So yeah, we agree on that one too. Very odd. Although I gotta say, Killer Kelly is a very close second for me with that one, and I'm good.
Yeah, I could see it going with either one, honestly, just because, like I said, it boils back to the Masha and Deanna new feud.
And this is a very, very odd match with 4 participants that I think any of them can win, and I'd be cool with. Like, that just shows how goddamn incredible the knockouts are, and I don't know. Again, I think Gail Kim should be running fucking everything because the knockouts are that good, and they always are that good. Like, no matter what happens. But again, to be fair, there's 10 knockouts? You need 50 dudes? I don't know. Whatever. Let's get to, all right, we did Troy, we did Hendry. All right, how about Swan Macklin? I think this is obvious, so.
Yeah, I totally do too. I kind of feel like if this would have been last year, it definitely, early in last year, I think it would have been Rich Swann. But just because, with Steve Macklin, I kind of feel like he's on the cusp of, maybe being in some really big program with our current champion and walking weapon, Josh Alexander. I feel like there's some much needed heat in the future between those two.
Well, we totally agree on that. Once again, I think he's the next. Would you say that too? You think he's the next
It would be very safe. It would be a very safe bet to say that, just because
if Josh wins.
Yeah, because if you look at the rest of the card, there really isn't a lot of, like we say, there's a lot of depth in the heavyweight division. And really outside of any of those talent that are there, I
guess you're not ready for. I guess you're not ready for my huge surprise ending.
What's that?
So I guess we'll jump over to that match now, because Josh Alexander versus Bully Ray. I have Josh winning, or something absolutely ridiculous will happen with Bully and someone returning, but I have Josh winning, and following what happens during the night, which will be some Bullet Club, maybe a lot of Bullet Club.
Whoa.
I'm going to say Jay White pops up and kind of goes toe-to-toe with Josh to end the show.
That's a very interesting take. I definitely see Josh retaining in this one, just because, it doesn't make sense to put a belt on Bully. Not because I don't think he'd be credible. I just feel like Josh is a safer talent to go with, because he's got a lot more left in the tank. He's he's on this mission basically to face everybody. And I recently what was that?
I think you can just say what you mean.
Just
I got it. Hang on.
There you go.
Sorry, just Scott Steiner saying he's fat over and over.
I didn't know what he was yelling outside your complex or something. Yeah, I honestly think Josh is the way to go, just because, recently, I know you left Twitter not too long ago, but there was an exchange on Twitter between Josh Alexander and One Fallen Angel, Christopher Daniels.
That's interesting.
Josh had put over that Fallen Angel had been a part of, wrestling for over 30 years, and it's quite an accomplishment. And, coming out of Hard to Kill, he goes, I have the title. He goes, title shot's yours or something. And Alexander, or not, Fallen Angel, I should say, said duly noted. So,
maybe, possibly. Well, that'd be my dream. I don't care how old he is. I'd love to see him return and get one more shot.
See them going that route.
All right, we got to pick it up here. Wait, sorry. Oh yeah, okay, got that one. So yeah,
left.
So we both agree with Josh. That was an easy one. And Jordan Mickey, here's a tough one.
Oh yeah, the one I got ahead of.
Or do you think, is it tough for you? Because it's not for me. So what do you think?
It wasn't tough for me, and I was gonna go the other way about a month or so ago when it was kind of brewing, when it was kind of like they were hinting at maybe a match. But with this recent meet and greet stuff going on, and then with this being Mickey's 200th match, and then I don't know, just like that tweet from Nick Aldis and Mickey was with him, and it said 2023. I just kind of feel like there's unfinished business and Impact with Mickey, and like she's gonna answer that challenge, and she's gonna get the title off Jordan, because I kind of feel like at some point we were gonna have to get the title off Jordan because she was becoming almost too dominant.
Yeah, totally agree. And I believe, damn, what's her name? Who's returning? They just announced for this weekend.
Tara.
I think I said last week that some kind of returning legend is going to help Mickey. And like, what are the odds? They announced Tara like right before the show or the pay-per-view, like a week before.
Yeah, our new hire. I can't remember his first name, but
Lou D'Angeli.
Yeah, he took to Twitter and had mentioned. I think he must have had something to do with getting her there. Probably stuff like WWE ties, I'm guessing.
Lou D'Angeli, from what I've learned, is the one smart person at the Impact offices. But that's my opinion. JaySin Siniscalchi. Anyone can take it up with me and not Gary. So, what else do we got here? We did the main event. I got Mickey. Sorry, I got Mickey.
Did we do the 4-way elimination?
Yes, sir. I just wanted to reiterate 3 times that I have Mickey. Okay, 4-way elimination. I think that's all we got left. 4-way elimination, and we're gonna do it by order of elimination. How about that, Gary? Go ahead, smart ass.
Let's see.
Who gets eliminated first? That's okay. So we got Machine Guns. Obviously, they'll be there for a while.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Heath and Rhino will be the first ones to be eliminated.
Yeah, I think it's gonna go pretty much by the order of this. Well, how Wikipedia has it. Heath and Rhino, and then the major players.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say I think we're gonna see it come down finally. Motor City, who are the current champions. But I honestly think Ace Austin and Chris Bay are going to become our new tag team champions.
God, I think this is like a huge booking decision, similar to the Masha one, where
this fits right in with your Bullet Club thing.
Oh yeah. I believe this is where we will see someone from the Bullet Club, maybe 2 people from the Bullet Club show up.
I can see Rhea helping here.
I mean, yeah, even one dude, it'll be fine. They just came back from Japan. They were in Japan for a while. What the hell did Impact get out of, them going to Japan, other than they became much better wrestlers because they got to wrestle in Japan for a long time? But you know what I mean? Like, they're
not coming back on American soil. I don't think, for to come away empty-handed.
Yeah. But also, I'm a little afraid that, like, the match this week was Sabin versus Cardona, I believe.
Oh, yeah.
So, like, it seems like they're focusing more on the major players, which scares me. Again, love Myers. Can't say enough about that dude. But Matt Cardona, every time he talks, he says the words WWE, and it's sickening.
Well, I will give him credit, though. If major players can walk out of this with the straps, that'd be quite an accomplishment, just because of the talent that's in that ring.
Yeah, well. Yeah, I mean, I got a weird feeling that they might win, but God, I hope it's the Bullet Club, and I really hope they do it right. I mean,
I hope they do it for you, Jay, because I know you've been kind of really big on Jay. I've been a little bit bigger on Ace Austin, just because I love the finishing move, the fold.
Do it not for me, for the future, for the fans.
Yeah, exactly. And then he was our guy that kind of stopped the bleeding for Impact by re-signing with us.
Yeah, so. I mean, Bay, guy talked about
respect there.
Chris Bay talked like for years before he got to Impact about wanting to be with Impact. Yeah. Ace Austin, I mean, and how goddamn talented are these two? I mean, you could put them up there with like the top guys in the world, like the top wrestlers in the world. That's how good they are, and they're still young. Like, this is the future of the company. This is the time. 2023 Bullet Club fucking pushed them to the moon. And I hope that's the case. But I have a terrible feeling the major players are going to win.
Well, I have to question a lot of it, too, because like you said, Cardona seems like he's all but got one foot out the door. Heath and Rhino kind of like a team you could break up and nobody'd really notice. And I wonder how long Motor City Machine Guns are really going to stick around, because they've been with us, what is it, like for the last 2 years steady?
Well, I wouldn't say steady.
Well, you know, I mean,
They kind of, yeah, no, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like one or the other.
Yeah, to me it's kind of weird. I'm like, where the hell are they? Like, you know, like they'll be gone for like a few months and they'll pop back in, or like, you know, Saban will be there and then.
But they always show up for that live event or
yeah,
live show.
Totally. Oh yeah, unless I can't say enough about the goddamn Motor City Machine Guns. I mean, Christ, how helpful have they been? Like solidifying or helping, just not solidify, just keeping things going. You know what I mean? Like, God, if they weren't around. Like they're two of the best in the world. Like they might be the best tag team in the like literally in the world. Like maybe they're one of the best tag teams ever. Like no one would disagree that.
Well, the thing I don't like is like when we go to these different venues, it's like it feels like sometimes that like they don't react to the Motor City Machine Guns, and I'm like, why the hell not? These guys are exciting, you know.
Maybe new fans that kind of weren't around and
fun.
Yeah. Who the hell knows? If all fans were smart, they'd be listening to our podcast, Gary, and we have
good point.
Billion viewers, but sadly, we only have a few 100,000 when we add them up. But I'm not going to get into all that boring number stuff. I think we hit on just about everything, right?
Yeah.
Sorry, I was gonna say too many matches, but there's only 8 on if you're not counting the main show.
Yeah. How many on the pre-show? 2?
There's 2 on the pre-show. Yeah, your favorite.
Damn. Get rid of that extra one. Save it for save it for an actual taping or something. You know what I mean? Like even if it's bonus content, it's not mail.
We know what that means.
Oh yeah, mail time.
Sorry, wait.
Mail time.
Sorry, my sound effects are really bad, everyone. Oh, I hit it on mute. Okay, you've got mail. Okay, so we're going to dip into the mailbag. As always, I don't read these beforehand. I just pop up whatever comes next. So here we go. Hey, Gary, why do you work with that lying piece of garbage, Jay? You seem like a good guy, and he is Satan. This is from Eric in Mississauga, Ontario. Motherfucker got me again. I don't know. You want to answer that, Gary? Or is it even more?
I'm more than proud to work with Jay. I know his background. I've been following Impact and probably as long as Jay, probably more so. He just does everything that like I see like the negative side of stuff like he does, but then like we're still there at the end of the day. We put Impact first. We make it like the way we experienced when we first saw it for the very first time. You know, like we've kind of been always loyal, even through the negativity. We kind of always waved that Impact banner since I can remember.
I literally, my first video was called Calling All Impact Fans, and that's when everyone loved me back then, before I had a website. Kind of, I don't know, pissed off a bunch of people in the Impact community that people bow down to for.
You're a very smart man.
I mean, I don't see the balls because I don't think I have balls. It's just like I don't take bullshit. Like I'm not gonna like bow down to people like BQ and TNI because like they have more viewers or like whatever. And like, I mean, Jesus, like TNI shit on BQ and BQ ran back to them just because of viewers. Like I would never I wouldn't do something that's for 5 viewers, 500, 1,000. Like I have to be me. I have to be honest. Like the shit with Scott and whatever. Like I don't want Impact to die. I don't want some stupid bullshit.
No, we want that other option.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? Like, and if I have to do some fucking things that people will say, oh, that's fucked up, or, that's not being a good fan, then no, whatever. Fuck you. What's being a good fan in your opinion? Just watching the show and shutting the fuck up?
To be honest with you, there was many a night when I'd watch an Impact broadcast, and I'd be so damn jealous of all them Orlando fans. I'd be like one of them people you'd probably be hearing me screaming to the top of my lungs.
Yeah, and what they do? They just totally fucking over.
Yeah, and not over. Just did anything to trade places with a lot of the people in attendance, and it's just like.
Yeah, how many of those fans actually turned on Impact just because they were no longer getting free tickets?
I started seeing a lot of the same fans when I was watching NXT at Full Sail.
Yeah, I mean, just
there.
yeah. I mean, I can literally do a whole shoot on Impact fans, but probably not a smart thing to do on an Impact
No, but I mean that's so long ago
Impact podcast. But no, I mean, but you're right. I mean, yeah, but I mean, like, god damn, that pissed me off so much that Orlando thing. Like, it was I knew because it was like a huge group of fans, like a really big. I don't know how really big, 20 maybe. Is that really big? I don't know. Pretty big for a wrestling kind of group of fans going to a show, I think.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And like they just all turned into like bitches when they like left the friggin' Orlando. Like, god damn, like. Whatever. We're going too long here, but
well, that's our love for Impact. It shows, we just want nothing but the best for Impact, and
it's funny. It's funny. I literally said those words to Ed Nordholm yesterday.
Well, I mean, if we could
I said, sir, like this is like in response to like something he said. I said, sir, why would I be here, like giving you any information if I didn't still care after all of the bullshit that you now see your company has put me through over the years? Like, I'm still here. Like, I could easily have just started shitting on the company. You know what I mean? Like, nobody would have known. I could have secretly done it. And I could have used these other reasons about me getting screwed without anyone knowing it. And probably getting more views because people love listening to people shit on Impact and shit on anything.
Well, how many people can you honestly name? I've subscribed to the Impact Plus app probably pretty much from day one until now. How many people can you name that probably actually could bother with that app?
Not even myself, to be honest. I felt I should.
That's a lot of money if you weigh up. And I'm not even complaining. I love that. I love it. At least
I'll be honest, after I didn't get a trip to Bound for Glory, one of my demands was.
Yeah. Well, I mean, totally.
I seriously asked them, I said, can I just get a goddamn free Twitch and Impact Plus account? That's all. Just so I can, not so I can watch it, just so I can update fans on it. You know what I mean? Like,
well, you did an extensive amount of things for Impact. I used to see the site that I don't want to mention on your podcast.
Yeah.
But I've seen all the shit you used to do for that site. Like, I mean, this dude didn't just do stuff for Impact. He did stuff for the love of wrestling. He did stuff for promotions I didn't even know existed.
And to be honest, I had a really evil secret plan to make the site gigantic and then basically point everything towards Impact. But let's just say we didn't have the same plan as the owner. So
if there's another person in the world that loves wrestling more than Jay, I'd like to know who it is, because like I say, he's very good on social media, plugging everything. Like, I mean, he comes up with our info for every one of our videos. And I mean, I wouldn't even know where to begin. That's one of my weaknesses on YouTube. I don't know how to kind of like put what I want to put in the heading. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, you're good at a lot of things with your 15-year YouTube channel going over there at Gary's Movie Emporium, even though you haven't made a video in about a year.
3 months. I looked the other day.
Okay, not too bad. All right, we got to close this up before we get close to an hour, because then it's hard for me to process it for some reason.
Oh, we will get it out there earlier tonight, though, Jay. At least we got started. I just watched the recent movie Megan.
I will also be watching that tonight, probably, so maybe we can
highly recommend it if you're a horror fan or a Chucky fan, especially.
It's funny, I'm not really a big fan of, well, not at all. I love horror movies now, which I didn't really my whole life, but horror movies with dolls for some reason, like, really creep me out. But now I'm thinking, as I've become more of a horror movie fan, that isn't that what I want? So, yeah, I'm going to give it a shot tonight. Maybe we'll chat about it a little next week.
What's that?
Maybe we'll chat about it a little next week on the show.
Yeah, we could do that. But most of all, everybody, if you're able to order Hard to Kill, please do so. Impact could use the support. I mean, now I know it's not always, you're not always able to support when, because the times are tough right now. I know that because as a DoorDasher, I don't always get tips, and I know things are tough. But just do what you can. Buy a shirt from the shop.
Man. Absolutely no tip at all?
No, there's been people that haven't tipped us at all.
Oh, man.
It's disheartening because it's like, You might have walked through a snowbank to get them the food, or
Jesus.
you know, like, and you're out there on the night, the dark night. It's like anything can happen. Black ice.
Ugh, people are terrible. All right, well, that's a good note to end on. People are terrible. Everyone have a great week, and we'll be back with our Hard to Kill review next week. And who knows what the hell else with me and my ongoing, never-ending Anthem thing.
Catch you next week, everybody.
Peace.